Sonar has inbound, sir.
Coming in hot.
They look like people.
Brace for impact.
By the gods.
Every day the surface dwellers grow stronger. They have guardians with powers.
When Justice League: Throne of Atlantis arrived in 2015, it continued the story that began in Justice League: War, exploring the aftermath of the League's formation and diving deep into the underwater kingdom that would soon rise into the spotlight, Atlantis. The movie served not just as a sequel, but as a crucial bridge that introduced audiences to Arthur Curry, better known as Aquaman, and the world that defined his destiny. It carried forward the gritty tone and stylized animation that the DC animated movie universe had become known for, blending epic underwater warfare with emotional storytelling, giving the hero of the seas his long-awaited origin within this connected universe. The story begins in the shadows of the previous battle, with the world still adjusting to the presence of the Justice League. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Shazam, and Cyborg have proven themselves as Earth's defenders, yet they still operate in a world uncertain about their existence. Beneath the surface, however, another storm brews, one that will soon threaten both land and sea. When a submarine mysteriously goes missing, the investigation leads to shocking discoveries about a hidden civilization that has remained unseen for centuries. That hidden realm is Atlantis, a place of immense power, political tension, and a ruler who has yet to claim his throne. Arthur Curry lives unaware of his royal heritage. He struggles with his identity and his place in a world where he feels like an outcast. Haunted by strange visions and an unexplainable connection to the ocean, Arthur is drawn into a destiny far greater than he can comprehend. His mother, Queen Atlanta, knows that he is the key to peace between Atlantis and the surface world. However, in her own kingdom, her authority is challenged by her ambitious son, Orm, Arthur's half-brother, who seeks vengeance against humanity for polluting the oceans. Orm, also known as Ocean Master, becomes the central antagonist, rallying Atlantis' forces with a plan to wage war on the surface. As tensions rise, the Justice League becomes involved when the attacks begin threatening global stability. The team must confront an enemy unlike any they faced before, one that wields the power of the ocean itself. The battles that follow are massive, visually stunning, and emotionally charged, with the League diving beneath the sea to stop a war that could engulf the planet. Each member plays a vital role, showcasing their abilities in a world that pushes them beyond their usual comfort zones. Batman's investigative skills, Superman's strength, Wonder Woman's warrior spirit, and Flash's speed all come into play in moments that balance action with camaraderie. Meanwhile, Arthur's transformation from a lost wanderer into the King of Atlantis stands at the heart of the movie. His evolution captures the spirit of a reluctant hero who must rise not just to claim his throne, but to unite two worlds that are on the brink of destruction. The trident, his symbol of power and leadership, becomes a representation of balance, a weapon not of domination, but of responsibility. The film paints Arthur as both human and mythic, caught between duty and emotion, perfectly illustrating why Aquaman has always been a character of deep complexity. The animation style continues the streamlined and bold visual aesthetic first established in Justice League: War, offering sharp character designs and fluid combat sequences. The underwater settings are brought to life with dynamic energy, combining glowing blues, deep shadows, and luminous effects that make Atlantis appear both beautiful and dangerous. The fight choreography, particularly the large-scale ocean battles, stands out as some of the most visually captivating sequences in the DC animated lineup. Every strike and motion feels weighty, and every moment beneath the waves enhances the feeling of a truly epic conflict. The voice performances bring the story to life with passion and weight. The returning cast members give consistent and powerful portrayals of their respective heroes, while new additions bring emotional resonance to the Atlantean characters. The chemistry between the League members reflects their growth since the last film, now operating more cohesively, though still marked by moments of individual tension. Aquaman's arc provides the emotional center, blending vulnerability with strength as he embraces his role. His interactions with Mira are especially memorable, hinting at a partnership built on loyalty and shared purpose, setting the stage for future stories. Thematically, Justice League, Throne of Atlantis explores identity, leadership, and belonging. Arthur's internal struggle mirrors the external battle between two civilizations, both driven by fear and misunderstanding. The film highlights how power, when left unchecked, can lead to destruction, and how unity is the only path to survival. Orm's rage represents the consequences of resentment and pride, while Arthur's compassion shows the strength of understanding and peace. In a sense, the movie is less about conquest and more about reconciliation, about bridging divides that go beyond kingdoms and touch the human spirit itself. The tone balances seriousness with entertainment, maintaining the DC animated universe's signature maturity while never losing its sense of heroism. The dialogue feels grounded, the emotions genuine, and the pacing tight. The movie doesn't overstay its welcome, yet manages to deliver a complete and satisfying narrative that connects to the larger universe. It's both a personal story about a man finding his place and an ensemble adventure that expands the world of the Justice League in meaningful ways. What makes Justice League, Throne of Atlantis stand out is how it brings a sense of myth to modern storytelling. Atlantis is depicted not as a fantasy setting detached from reality, but as an ancient power confronting the modern world. The clash between magic, technology, and humanity reflects the timeless tension between progress and preservation. In showing this, the film captures the essence of what makes Aquaman's mythology so fascinating, a legend born from the depths, yet deeply connected to the world above. The relationships between the Justice League members continue to evolve, showing hints of friendship, trust, and occasional friction. Batman remains skeptical and strategic. Superman shows his compassion and leadership, while Wonder Woman acts as a moral compass. Green Lantern and Flash add humor and levity that balance the intensity of the story. Cyborg's internal conflict between his human side and machine nature parallels Arthur's own dual identity, creating subtle thematic symmetry between the two heroes. These layered interactions make the film feel more than just an action spectacle. It becomes a story about individuals learning to coexist, despite their differences. The score and sound design elevate the underwater world, blending haunting tones and heroic crescendos that match the movie's shifting moods. The music underscores the epic scale of Atlantis, while also giving emotional depth to Arthur's personal moments. Every scene feels immersive, from the quiet introspection of Arthur standing by the ocean to the thunderous battles beneath the waves. The balance between intensity and reflection gives the film its cinematic quality, even within its animated form. As the story reaches its climax, the confrontation between Arthur and Orm becomes the emotional peak of the movie. Two brothers, divided by ideology, face each other not just as enemies, but as symbols of the two worlds they represent. The battle is fierce and dramatic, yet it carries a sense of tragedy, as both are bound by destiny and blood. Arthur's victory is not one of dominance, but of understanding. His triumph lies in preventing total destruction and proving that peace is possible. His acceptance as King of Atlantis feels earned, marking his official rise as Aquaman and his induction into the ranks of Earth's greatest heroes. By the end, the Justice League stands stronger than before, united not only by duty, but by trust. The events of this film strengthen their bond, setting the stage for future conflicts and deeper connections within the DC animated movie universe. Arthur's decision to join the League symbolizes a new era of unity between land and sea, and his acceptance of his destiny ensures that Atlantis will have a protector who believes in harmony rather than war. Justice League, Throne of Atlantis, remains one of the most memorable entries in the DC animated timeline, both for its thrilling action and emotional resonance. It manages to balance grandeur with intimacy, offering a compelling origin story wrapped in political intrigue, mythic fantasy, and heroic drama. It's a film that not only explores the creation of a king, but also expands the world of heroes who stand together to protect the Earth from threats beyond imagination.